That was not an upset.
Oh, it wasn't?
I mean, when you got two guys with so much experience, like I said before, he was behind the scenes. Two guys with a crazy amateur backgrounds, and one guy is not being seen, and another guy is being seen. Then we call it an upset. No.
Floyd Mayweather mocked Von Davis after the decision of his fight with Lamont Roach was reportedly changed to a loss. Known for his quick wit and blunt opinions, Mayweather didn't hold back and made headlines with his comments about Davis. Davis had been vocal about boxing and the judging, and this incident gave him a chance to express his frustration. However, he likely didn't anticipate Mayweather using this moment to publicly mock him.
Just that he was working behind the scenes, and another guy was working in front of everybody. Then finally, they had to meet up, and then Anthony Joshua came up short. But Anthony Joshua, I told him from the beginning. You know, I was one of the first guys to come on record. From the beginning, I told him he can come, and I can teach him some pointers. Because a lot of times, this is just my take. The same coach you had as an amateur doesn't always make him a great professional coach. Because some guys are great at amateur coaching, and some guys are great at professional coaching.
The connection between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis has been rocky, to say the least. At first, Mayweather played an essential role in Davis's rise, signing him to Mayweather Promotions and guiding him to fame. But as Davis's popularity and confidence grew, so did the issues between them. Claims of mismanagement, lack of respect, and public conflicts eventually led to Davis leaving Mayweather Promotions. Since their split, Mayweather hasn't hesitated to throw subtle or even direct jabs at Davis, questioning his discipline, fight choices, and behavior outside the ring. Davis, in return, has been outspoken, accusing Mayweather of not having his best interest at heart. This latest remark seems like just another chapter in their ongoing feud.
Always speak the real, whether somebody like it or not. I just feel like Anthony Joshua, they keep going to different coaches. Oh, this coach gonna work with him. This coach gonna work with him. I told him in the beginning when he was undefeated, you got some things you still got to tweak, because if you don't, then he may come up short.
Mayweather recently criticized Davis's decision to leave Mayweather Promotions and take charge of his own career. His comments suggested that fighters like Davis might face controversial decisions without strong support and connections. Reactions on social media were mixed, with fans divided between supporting Mayweather's business-minded approach and Davis's desire for independence. Analysts also joined the debates and said Davis's recent choices have left him vulnerable in boxing negotiations, while others criticized Mayweather for mocking him when Davis was already struggling. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission is reviewing Davis's Saturday fight with Lamont Roach Jr. Following controversy in the 9th round, after a punch from Roach, Davis took a knee, but was not counted for a knockdown. Instead, he rushed to his corner and asked for his face to be wiped. Referee Steve Willis warned him, but did not count it as a knockdown. Roach was frustrated because a knockdown call would have earned him a win instead of a majority draw, and would have ended Davis's unbeaten record. Davis later explained that grease from his hair was irritating his eyes, but expressed interest in a rematch, a sentiment Roach shares. The NYSAC confirmed it is reviewing the fight and explained that technical issues prevented officials from getting replay footage in time to review the decision. As a result, the referees and ring decision stood, and the fight continued without penalty to Davis. The commission promised to work on preventing technical issues from affecting future reviews. This delay has raised doubts about whether the outcome could still be changed. Despite the draw, Roach remains determined to get a rematch. He was a significant underdog going into the fight, but came very close to winning. Fueling his desire for another shot, Davis, still undefeated, tweeted, "Say no more. I'm pushing for the rematch. It can happen soon, like the end of May." WBA President Gilberto Mendoza also supports a rematch, telling the ring he will push for an immediate rematch, especially given the controversy in the 9th round. According to boxing rules, a fighter's knee touching the canvas after a punch counts as a knockdown. Additionally, fighters cannot call for their own timeouts, and corners are not allowed to wipe faces during an active round. However, referee Steve Willis only gave Davis a warning without calling it a knockdown or point deduction. His decision influenced the fight's outcome. Had Willis counted it as a knockdown, Roach would have won. Davis, ranked 8th on the ring's pound-for-pound list, admitted in his post-fight press conference that he was open to a rematch, but doubted it would happen right away. However, Mendoza has the power to enforce an immediate rematch and believes it's necessary for the sport's integrity. he plans to ask the WBA Championships Committee to vote on the rematch, which, if approved, must occur within 120 days. Davis can also demand a rematch under his contract. While Mendoza questioned why the replay wasn't used despite being available in New York, he said, "Maybe Willis saw a competitive fight. Maybe he thought it wasn't a punch. But how do you explain Davis putting his knee on the canvas?" With increasing pressure from both fans and officials, the chance of a rematch seems more likely.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
The WBC champion isn't rushing into a fight with Gervonta Davis just yet. Instead, the undefeated 27-year-old is focused on his own challenge facing Lamont Roach Jr. For a chance to claim another lightweight title, Stevenson discussed Roach Jr. on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "Roach Jr. got me ready for the Valdez fight. That's how I knew how the fight with him and Tank would go. Lamont is the truth, and I would love to make this fight happen." Boxing reporter Keith Idek shared that Vasily Lomachenko was considered as a potential opponent for Davis after his controversial fight with Roach. Though Roach had previously lost to Davis twice in the amateurs, he gave an impressive performance at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. However, a questionable decision by referee Steve Willis denied him a career-changing victory. When Davis unexpectedly took a knee in the 9th round, Willis began a count but then ruled it a non-knockdown, costing Roach the crucial 10-8 round that could have changed the fight's result. After the fight, Davis explained that residue from his hair product had dripped into his eyes, forcing him to take a knee. At the post-fight press conference, he hinted that while fans were calling for a rematch with Roach, his next opponent had already been chosen. Reports suggest he was referring to two-time Olympic gold medalist and current IBF world lightweight champion Vasily Lomachenko. The talented southpaw has been inactive since his dominant win over George Kambosos Jr. last May. Idek revealed on the Ariel Helwani show that within 30 minutes of the Roach fight, someone from Davis's team contacted a top-rank executive about Lomachenko's availability. He also mentioned that a Davis-Lomachenko fight was initially scheduled for November 2nd last year at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The deal was nearly finalized, but Lomachenko never signed and later considered retirement. As of now, Top Rank has not confirmed Lomachenko's availability, making him an uncertain option for Davis. Meanwhile, Davis has expressed interest in a rematch with Roach. Though Lomachenko's future remains unclear, some analysts argue that if the fight had been scored differently, Roach could have handed Davis his first career loss. This has sparked heated debates among boxing fans and experts, pushing for a rematch. Adding to the discussion, well-known podcaster Joe Rogan publicly supported a second fight. A longtime combat sports fan, Rogan admitted he had never seen Roach fight before, but after watching the bout with Davis, he became a fan. Watching the replay of the amazing title fight last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now, Rogan said. The fight was a draw, but it was an incredible contest, and I really hope they run it back. Roach, with an 8-fight unbeaten streak, has earned praise for his recent performances. Meanwhile, Davis added extra drama to their rivalry before the fight by betting to $150,000 at the weigh-in that he would win by knockout. Since the fight went the full 12 rounds, Davis now owes Roach a large sum, further fueling their feud. Despite Davis hinting at retirement before facing Roach, the growing pressure from fans could push for a rematch. After his majority draw decision, Davis voiced his frustration on X. "They took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that __ knee. But I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me with a punch when I took the knee. I get it, though I shouldn't have done that, but that hair grease was burning my eyes." However, CompuBox stats showed that Roach actually landed more punches, which contradicted Davis's claims. Additionally, Davis was fortunate that the referee didn't count the knee as a knockdown. If it had been ruled correctly, Roach would have won on the official scorecards. While Davis feels wronged, many argue that Roach was the one who was denied victory. After the fight, Davis expressed interest in a rematch to settle any doubts, but clarified that their second fight wouldn't happen immediately since he already has another opponent lined up. Meanwhile, Jake Paul also chimed in on the Davis versus Roach fight, adding to the ongoing debate about the controversial result.
Yeah, he got lucky at the draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, you gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The boxing world erupted in controversy over the missed knockdown call. That could have given Roach the key point for a 10-8 round and an unexpected victory. Pound-for-pound star Terrence Crawford led the outcry, expressing his frustration on social media. He first posted, "Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens." When the decision was announced, he continued, "They robbed that boy, and it's crazy. I've never seen someone take a knee, and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules tonight." Crawford strengthened his point by referencing a past fight, saying, "Some of y'all need to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Genaro Hernandez. Mayweather took a knee because he hurt his hand, and it was ruled a knockdown even though it wasn't from a punch." He wasn't alone in his frustration, as many believed Roach was unjustly denied a win. Despite his luck, Davis remains undefeated and still holds the WBA lightweight world title, but he downplayed the chances of a rematch. According to boxing rules, a knockdown is awarded when a fighter's knee touches the canvas, making the referee's decision a major point of contention. Roach, visibly upset, thought the call should have gone his way. Davis defended himself by claiming the knee was due to grease in his eyes. Roach, though disappointed, didn't dwell on the moment, saying, "Honestly, I thought I should have won even without that being counted as a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref." If Tank Davis had to wipe sweat out of his eye, he had to wipe sweat out of his eye. However, he pointed out that the rules clearly state that a voluntary knee results in an automatic 8 count. "It is what it is," Roach added. "I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots, more power shots, and I thought I was doing my thing. So, I'm not really that frustrated, but if that was counted as a knockdown, I would have won a majority decision." At the post-fight press conference, Roach remained confident in his abilities. He was certain that not only could he compete with Davis, but he had done enough to win outright. "Going into the fight, I knew I had what it takes. I knew I had a chin. I've sparred guys like junior middleweights and middleweights current champions at those weights, so I know I can take a punch," he said. Roach also acknowledged why Davis is known for his knockout power, saying, "He's twitchy in there. I see why he knocks people out, but I knew I could be in there with him. I knew I could do better than him when rounds, win exchanges because he fights in spurts." He emphasized that he should have won regardless of the missed knockdown, but noted that the rules were clear. If you take a knee voluntarily, it's an automatic 8 count. He reiterated, "But I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on my performance in the ring."
When you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
Roach felt that he was in control, landing more punches including powerful ones and doing everything he needed to win. He said, "I'm not that upset about it, but if they counted that as a knockdown, I would have won by majority decision." Looking back, Roach added, "I don't know, did you see me in the ring telling him to keep counting?" He started counting. Then I asked, "Why did you stop? Keep counting." But honestly, I don't know. I can't change what happened. Roach also acknowledged Tank's strength, saying that while it was impressive, he wouldn't call it exaggerated. He pointed out that he had a tough chin and suggested Tank might have felt his punches too. Roach believed this played a big part in stopping many of Davis's hits. After taking Tank's best shot, he felt confident it was time to take charge and control the fight.
Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. but I can't go back and change it. So,
Lamont, Chantel, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
he got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll.
A real-time review of Gervonta Davis taking a knee in the 9th round against Lamont Roach was delayed by technical problems, which stopped referee Steve Willis from officially calling it a knockdown. The New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, couldn't get the video footage in time to make a decision. When Boxing Scene asked for more details, the Department of State press office explained that due to the delay, they had to go with Willis's decision in real time, but the matter is still under review. The main issue was the technical problems that stopped the commission from properly examining the replay. With the review still happening, the clear evidence of Davis's knee touching the floor, and the straightforward knockdown rules, the commission should officially call it a knockdown. The fight between Davis and Roach ended in a majority draw, with 2 judges scoring the 9th round 10-9 for Davis. However, if the round had been scored 10-8 for Roach standard procedure, for a knockdown and the other scores stayed the same, Roach would have won by unanimous decision with scores of 115-112, 114-113, and 114-113. Beyond the controversy over the fight's result, the decision has reignited old tensions between Davis and his former mentor, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's public mocking of Davis after the Roach fight shows their deep resentment. His comments stress the importance of business knowledge in boxing, while Davis's angry response shows he's more determined than ever to prove his legacy. Fans are eagerly waiting for Davis's next fight, and it's clear this feud is far from finished.
Oh, good left from Tank. Right hand from Monty. Oh, Tank took a knee. He got knocked down. That's a knockdown. Tank is trying to bail himself out. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown! How are you going to do that and run and get a towel? Who gave Davis that This is a highway robbery, dog. Good combination, Lamont. Oh, shit. They swinging on each other. Good body shot, Lamont. Lamont is rocking with it. This is Tarver Roy 1. What's going to happen is they're going to give the fight to Tank, and then the second fight, Lamont going to say, any excuses tonight, Tank. And then he will not Tank out. I've seen it. Lamont won, bro. He won 7-5 with a knockdown. This guy did the unthinkable, and I hope they don't rob him. Scorecards. They said majority draw. They cheated Roach. Roach got robbed, and everybody knows it. Rematch right away. They robbed him.
The ongoing dispute between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis brings up a long-standing issue in boxing. Is the sport about making money or building a legacy? Mayweather's undefeated record and huge earnings highlight his business savvy, while Davis seems to be focusing on securing his place as one of the top fighters in the lightweight category. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission's ongoing review could change the outcome of his fight with Lamont Roach, leaving fans and experts in suspense. The push for a rematch is also gaining support, with WBA President Gilberto Mendoza calling for a quick resolution. As the pressure builds, the next few months will be crucial for Davis. Can he prove his critics wrong and regain his position in the boxing world? Or will this controversy mark the start of a decline? That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next videos.